So are you in alignment with who you really are? Well, if you're here, that must mean that you're called, because I don't put any advertisements on these things. And, right now I suspect that you're not feeling very good. Like, you are going to work, you're in and out, but yet something is really bothering you. Maybe you feel it in your heart space right here, or maybe you feel it in your stomach, or you just don't feel right. Well, what that really is you're out of alignment. And, you've just gone through awakening, or you're starting to go through an awakening, and you're really starting to discover who you really are. And so for years, you have probably been doing just what everybody has told you, sacrificing who you are, whether you have a good job or a good family or a good life. And that's what they've told you. But, when you're feeling this sensation, that means you're being called to do something else. You're being called to do something that you want to do. Isn't that kind of cool? And, so I think for the first time in your life, you are your own compass. And, I can tell you a little secret, that as you start to fall in and actually use your own voice, man, magical things happen. You find your passion, you find your joy, and he's like, well, how do I get there? I'll tell you, for me, when this started to happen was, I was a VP of a marketing company, or I was a VP of marketing in a tech company. And, the place was toxic. They didn't really treat each other well. And I really didn't enjoy the customers. I enjoyed telling stories. I enjoyed telling the message, but I wanted to tell the right message. And at a certain point, it just got so unbearable. And I go to my wife, I go, hey, I just can't do this. I mean, I would sit at my desk for hours and look at the same piece of paper or that same task or whatever I was doing, and I could not move forward. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. It's like, how can this be? I run multi-million-dollar programs, and I can't do this simple thing. Well, what that was I was out of alignment. And so I ended up leaving my job, and now I'm doing something very close to that here, which brings me to the next piece. Like, what do you do? Like, if you were in that situation and you were just waking up and you have a job and responsibilities and all of that, what do you do? So the first thing I'm going to tell you is be gentle with yourself, right? You're not going to get there overnight. But, when some people, they do totally shut down, but that's not you. No, that's not you. You are smart enough and you have enough compassion for yourself that you can do a smooth transition. I believe in you. I know you can do this. So as you're struggling, I think the first thing is to really know your transformations and know what is it that you really love to do. Okay. With that, I would say that when you find what you want to do, treat it like all the people that tell you about financial planning. They tell you to save a little bit. This won't get you over the hump, but this will start you. So you want to do that gives you joy a little bit every day. Maybe it's the first thing you do in every morning. That's my meditation time, or my time to spend time with you. But for you, it may very well be to do what you enjoy first thing in the morning. And that way you're charged throughout the entire day. Okay? That doesn't get rid of what you don't want to do, or what you're not called to do, or what you're out of alignment with. But at least you're starting to get into alignment. Okay? Yeah, I know. The next thing you're probably going to end up wanting to do is, once you start to find those things and you start to find joy, you're going to want to do more of it. And this is where I have been doing. And that's, once I found what I really loved and what I was really called to do, it's like, well, how do I do what I want to do? And align it into my life. And that's when, I started to go, I want to do this. I like to do marketing. That's great. But I want to serve the right people. Well, why don't I just start a company that serves those people? And that's what my solution was. Another example of how I did this was, in my younger years, I really wanted to work out, but, I was now a senior military officer, and you just didn't have the time, and I wanted to stay in shape. And I was like, well, how am I going to fit that into my life? I got all this stuff going on. And what I did was, well, wait, I like to bike, and I go out on weekends and I go bike, and when I come home after driving back to my car, I go bike. Why don't I just bike to work? Everybody thought I was crazy to go bike 12 miles a day, into work with my pack and all that stuff. It was amazing. I lost weight. All of a sudden everybody in my office started to bike to work. So I had like this crowd that would come with me. And everything fell into alignment, and I took my joy and I took my goals of what I wanted and I meshed them together into my existing life. Okay. And that's what I'm doing right now here is that, I'm doing this on the side here a little bit, but that's what I do. I serve spiritual healers and I make them successful. And I find great joy from that. That is my mission in life, is to expand, consciousness and all the people that are expanding consciousness. Okay. And supporting you. That's what my joy is in life. Okay. Eventually, though, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is you're going to have transformation. And that's when, that alignment that we're talking about takes over your entire life. Okay. And you're abundant because you are now, your heart is in this. Your heart is fully in this. Okay. Which means, if you know anything about chakras, your heart's like a big magnet. It's going to attract everything that you want. And because you are in your power and you love what you're doing and you're putting out good vibes, you're going to attract everything around you. So I'm really excited for you guys right now. This is fantastic. That you're feeling this anxious because now you get a chance to be who you really are, right? You get to be who you really are. And with that, you get that journey of slowly starting to discover how you're going to make all that work. Don't fear it. Embrace it. Every day you should try just a little bit more of what you can do to be who you are, to be authentically you, and align what you're doing every day, every moment into that joy. I hope this helps you. I really do. I think it's going to. I'm pretty excited for you. And so with that, I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.